If you're looking to make fantasy moves right now in week 2, I've got 2 buys, 2 sells, and 2 trades right here on RotoWire. And first one, right off the bat, T. Higgins. I know this sounds risky, but if anyone was already worried about T. Higgins because of the injury history, they might already be looking to sell after the entire Bengals disappointed. But keep in mind that the Browns have an elite defense. That's about the only thing they have, and a pretty decent run game. But when you don't have a passing game, it's easy to think that this entire team is bad. That's not the case. So what I do expect is a bounce back game from the Bengals, because we do know that they can put up points, and they have one of the best group of pass catchers along with an all-star quarterback, Joe Burrow. So I expect to see a bounce back season. And let's not forget that T. Higgins was a league winner towards the tail end of last season and was the wide receiver 2 in points per game. Now they have a soft matchup coming up against the Jaguars. I expect for that price to jump. So depending on when this video comes out, let's say it comes out on Saturday, right before Sunday, go ahead and send out those trade offers. So maybe Sunday morning, someone gets freaked out and you can get a deal done. And I think this counts for redraft and in Dynasty as far as a huge target that you can get on your team. Next, this is someone I had on the list last week, but his price has only dropped. It's AJ Brown. After disappointing folks without even getting a target hardly in the game, I expect a bounce back. We knew this could happen. We knew that they would run the ball. And to be honest, they really didn't even need AJ Brown. So it wasn't the fact that he was getting shut down or is cooked, as the kids say, or anything like that. So if I could still get AJ Brown right now and I still have wide receiver troubles, I'm willing to take him off someone else's hands, throw him in my lineup, and accept the variance. Some games aren't going to be his games, but there is going to be that time where he's going to have 2 touchdowns, and I do expect him to have steady targets going forward. The Philadelphia Eagles are one of the best teams in the NFL, and they're coming off a Super Bowl win, and all they want to do is compete again. And if anything has taken a step back, I think it might be the defense, which spells good things for the offense, because they're going to have to score their way out of trouble, especially against good teams. So I'm still in on AJ Brown. And if you like content like this, hit the like and subscribe button, and we can continue to get content and help you dominate your season. And if you want access to our full suite of tools, just like our trade analyzer, or if you want anything as far as content that's behind that paywall, go over to rotowire.com, use the code YouTube15, and we can give you 15% off everything, including all of our subscriptions and products. And we'll jump right back into it with some sells. I'm out on Tetairoa McMillan. This isn't about Dynasty per se. This is mainly redraft in this season, and it's mainly about Bryce Young. I'm all in on the Bengals this next week for the simple fact that the Jaguars don't have a good defense, and we saw the Panthers come out there and struggle. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe with the new coaching staff, they brought in a defensive coordinator that's getting more with less. I just don't buy it completely, and I'm a little bit wary of this entire team. So if I can take Tetairoa McMillan, maybe make a move for AJ Brown if someone is really concerned, or maybe tier up and go get another wide receiver, turn him into T. Higgins, some of these other guys that I offered, just because they have a quarterback and there's actual upside, I'm with it. And for the most part, he did get some targets, and I'm not saying that he's going to be a 0, but especially if you're not in a PPR league and you're in a standard league still, I'm really concerned because this offense might not have the touchdown equity that's going to really win you weeks. That actually matters, especially for wide receivers and especially in standard and half PPR. Full PPR, I feel a little bit better about Tetairoa McMillan going forward. And now for my last sell, it's Isiah Pacheco. I've been saying that Isiah Pacheco has been a sell basically since he's been in the league, just because he's such a replaceable talent, and they are still running Kareem Hunt out there. It doesn't make a lot of sense for me, but it doesn't make a lot of sense for them not to use anyone else, because he just doesn't have that receiving upside. He is a good runner, and just to scope out on this entire team, I'm a little concerned about the Chiefs going forward. They seem to have the same problems. Jawan Taylor still has several penalties. They're already depleted on pass catchers with the Rashee Rice suspension, now the Xavier Worthy injury. I'm just concerned that this team is going to be more of the same. Now, keep in mind, more of the same did get them to a Super Bowl, so this isn't about NFL quality and how good they're going to be as far as competitive, But as far as a fantasy standpoint, I just can't justify Isiah Pacheco. And if there's someone else who is really in on the talent, I would rather them deal with what I consider an incredibly low floor. Now I'm going to go towards some trade targets. I know I had some buys, but here's some actually acquirable guys. I know T. Higgins might be difficult to get, might be harder to get at A.J. Brown, but Harold Fannin Jr. for the Browns, probably a big waiver wire pickup. I would still buy high. Now, I know I said a lot of things about the Browns passing offense, but as long as Joe's out there, he's going to sling it. And Harold Fannin Jr. doesn't mean that I think David Njoku is going to be useless. If anything, I don't think they're going to use a slot wide receiver. It's Harold Fannin Jr. I think this offense is going to look a lot like Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez as far as how the target distribution is going to go. And if anything, I'm concerned about Jerry Jeudy and every wide receiver that's not named Cedric Tillman. I'm going to buy Harold Fannin Jr., especially since he had one of the greatest tight end seasons ever. It's a little ironic that both Fannin and Warren had the record for most catches by a tight end in FBS, and they come out again and have the most catches by a tight end as a rookie right away. So a lot of this stuff is matching up. He even had the draft capital. I know a lot of people were down on him because of the combine. I'm not really concerned, and he seems to be a steady producer. And if you have tight end problems, let's say you lost George Kittle for a while, I would go make a move for Harold Fannin and feel pretty comfortable. Now, for the last trade target, it's TreVeyon Henderson. The Patriots came out disappointed. I know I've hyped up TreVeyon Henderson. I know that a lot of these rookies disappointed. If you think about Quinshon Judkins, Henderson, Caleb Johnson. So if you have Kenneth Walker or some of these other, even Isiah Pacheco, some of these other guys, and you can make a move to acquire Henderson, I would. And the main thing is the targets. If you're in PPR, it might have looked okay, but he didn't have a whole lot of yards. Henderson's not the talent where I expect that to be a thing going forward. He's going to break those long runs in the near future, and you want to acquire them now while that price is low. Again, especially in half and full PPR, someone that's already getting 5 targets a game, yes, he will share a backfield with Ramondre Stevenson. I'm still willing to take a shot on Henderson just because of that upside. And let's say Ramondre Stevenson does have another case of the fumble rooskies. Guess who's going to benefit from most? Guess who's going to benefit the most for that? Henderson, an electric back that earns a lot of targets and plays on third down where it matters the most. That's where the upside is, and that's the type of player that I'm willing to put out trade offers, even if he's disappointed and he's in what some might consider a suboptimal offense. Now that'll do it, folks. If you like content like this, again, hit the like, subscribe so we can get into those feeds. And if you want those tools, make sure to use that code I gave you, YouTube15 at checkout. I'm Jagger May. Love you, and we'll see you on the next one.